If 7 was too many, is 4 the right number?
I think in those kind of terms. Look, Jeff, in the end, we're going to let it flow. But what we're going to do is start making sure we do 3 and then 4 really good ones, and we'll go from there. One thing to keep in the back of your mind is this isn't the only country or continent where we sell Buicks. You know. I mean, we've had a terrific run in China with Buicks. Buick is positioned wonderfully in China. In this kind of category of buyer, there's more similarity of interest than you might expect. Buick sells at the upper crust in China. That's going to open up some opportunities over time for product sharing that we wouldn't have had or even thought about 5 years ago.
So do you think you have 2 good ones now?
I think we got 3 good ones, but I think we're getting better with each one. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, getting better with each one. Yeah.
Rick, what about the CUVs? Do you expect the CUVs, the Outlook, the Enclave, Acadia, to take over for the minivan market?
I think it's going to eat into it because, why do people buy minivans? I think they like the functionality. In this case, a little lower step-in is an advantage versus an SUV, better fuel economy versus SUV. And take a look at this product. This has all of it. The interior space is unbelievable when you get inside there. So I think for the people that have been buying minivans for those good reasons, now they can get a product that frankly, is a little more exciting and stylish. And I suspect we're going to draw some from that category. We'll also draw some from, I think, traditional SUV buyers as well, with greater focus on fuel economy.
Any thought about bringing Buicks over from China?
No plans to do that right now. We're cooperating in some ways as we develop the Buicks, and actually true in some Cadillac products too. Exterior's done here, interior's done there with the design studio. So, from the standpoint of developing the products, I think you're going to see more cooperation. At least as we sit here today, we don't have any plans to ship back and forth. Don't rule it out, but no plans out.
Walk me through the business case for doing 3 to 4 good products. I mean, that implies that your volume would be going down. Why is that a good move?
Well, no, I mean, it may not be going down for those 3 or 4 products, and again, if it's going to retail, or higher price than fleet, it enables us to build the brand over time, which we would expect eventually to pick up volume. And combining it with the channel basically lets us get away from the practice in the past of, gee, we've got to give Buick a X or Y product simply to make the channel be able to be viable. Now as that channel consolidates with Pontiac, Buick, and GMC, they're going to have a good volume base, so we can actually let each of those brands focus in a little more on what we want to execute. So the business case works pretty well on that basis.
But both Buick and GMC will have a crossover, the Acadia and the...
It's true, but I mean, Jim, that's a category of product. I mean, take a look at this, take a look at that. I mean, they're very different products in their appearance, in their features, and they'll be targeted to different buyers. There's going to be some crossover of the crossovers, excuse my pun, but by and large, I think they're going to be a very different buyer. This is a very different looking product, frankly.
There are some hints that Chevrolet might get a crossover as well.
No announcements to make in that regard tonight.
So is this a... as a brand?
I'd say Buick used to be very profitable. It is less profitable now. Frankly, when you lose the kind of money we lost last year, not many of our brands are profitable.
But I mean, is it still profitable even?
Globally, yes.
It's China.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, could you just go again, you explained fewer products but more distinctive and then competing with the likes of Lexus.
Right, I mean, what we want to do with a brand like Buick, we do not have to push volume through Buick to achieve our corporate objectives. We don't have to play hard in daily rental with Buicks because frankly, we've got other brands that should play those roles. We want to run a lot of volume through Chevrolet. It is the brand that should play broadly. And if we need to push for some volume, that's the place to push for it, as an example. Buick, we can focus in. It doesn't mean that the guys kind of get out of jail free card, you get to spend this money you don't have to sell. They do have specific objectives, but we can tailor the products much more against a market here in the U.S. which is fragmenting quite a bit. We think that's going to be a competitive advantage if we can set up the distribution network so the dealers can make money. And that that's the theory of putting the Pontiac, Buick, and GMC in one channel.
That's not what's hurting the big pickups and the big SUVs. Are you positioning yourself? Have you done anything to make a difference?
Well, and obviously we live in the economy, and I think it's fair to say that the housing slump has in general impacted the growth rate in the economy, so that certainly has affected automotive sales. I can't really say that we've seen it disproportionately impact SUVs and large pickups. I think, you know, the gas price activity last year was a bigger factor, but frankly, what we're trying to do is broaden out sort of the excellence of the portfolio. We do a great job in large SUVs and pickups. What we're trying to do is spread that broadly across the portfolio, and that's why, as you look at this vehicle, we spared no attention to detail and, frankly, no expense to make it the kind of product that someone who does want to maybe spend a little less than they might have spent on a large luxury SUV, or more interested in fuel economy, they can get almost all the benefits they got in that product. You can't get towing, you don't get the same off-road, but a lot of the benefits you can get in a product like this. So, I mean, I guess the answer is, yeah, we want to make all our products great, and we'll be robust against either higher or lower fuel prices and stronger or weaker economies, although obviously weaker economy is going to mean we're going to have to run harder on the cost side, which we're doing. One more.
Last flex fuel?
No, it's not. Not now.
How do you see auto sales shaping up next year, given the economy?
Yeah, probably more or less flat with this year. They've been obviously a little weaker over the last 3 or 4 months. Not a disaster by any stretch, but a little bit weaker. And I think, you know, we'll go into next year at, you know, at that sort of same level.
How about in the Asia market?
Asia market has been very strong. There's several different stories there, but the big one has been China. China will pass 7 million units this year, and we'll sell 850,000 or more units in China, as opposed to when we started up there a few years ago. We sold like 10,000. So that's been our biggest growth part of the world. And again, that's a plus for us here, because we make money there, we can invest there, we can send some dividends home, and now we can develop some products there, which could over time, help us to amortize the cost of developing, for example, new Buick. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate everybody being here. We'll see some of you in the morning.